2 weeks ago, we hit 50,000 subscribers on the live stream. Yahoo! And it's all thanks to you. The last 6 months has been crazy. I've moved out of Canada, left art school, and I've gained 56,000 subscribers at the time of watching now. So I think a reintroduction is due. Hi, my name is Tyrion. I go by brokendraw, and I'm currently a YouTuber, I guess, who makes drawing videos. And you guys asked me questions, and I'm gonna answer them this week while showing you how I drew this. Beards Weird asks, what got you into art, and what do you do when you're first starting out as an artist? So, what got me into art, I think like a lot of people, was anime. Yeah. It was specifically Naruto was my first memory of Naruto and Dragon Ball. My first memory of drawing was drawing with my brother, making ourselves as ninjas, which might be cool. I wish I still had the drawings, but I used to copy anime characters. I used to copy Naruto all the time, Natsu from Fairy Tail, Dragon Ball, Goku. I used to have all those drawings. I don't know where they are now. But after that, I would learn to copy my favorite cartoon characters. But yeah, like a lot of people, anime was my gateway into drawing. What do you do when you're first starting out as an artist? When you're first starting out as an artist, I think you just draw what interests you, because you just gotta be curious. There's no pressure, and you shouldn't start art as a thing you have to study, I think. I think you just have fun. Pixie says, I'm always stuck in a cycle of thinking that I'll paint and complete my art assignments, but never actually do them. The backlog is building, and I really don't know what to do. I feel that. I feel that hard, and when you find out what to do, you let me know, because I have like 26 pieces in the graveyard just wishing that I'd come and resurrect them, but I don't. I think Rick Rubin talks about like every idea has its time, and if you don't capture it when it's there and when you understand it, it goes away. But that's okay. I think those ideas were not meant to be yours, and you have to let them go so you can open yourself to new ideas, as woo-woo as that sounds. What motivates you to draw on days when you don't even want to pick up a pencil? I'm making 2 videos this weekend. So tomorrow, come back and there'll be a video on burnout related to this question. But what motivates me to draw when I don't want to pick up a pencil, truthfully, is watching YouTube videos from artists like Ben Eblin, Viggy, Kim Jung-gi, Peter Han, Koteri Inc., Zeph Draws. When I'm not feeling like drawing, what I do is I watch TV, right? I'm brainrotting on YouTube, and then I'll come across a short from Proco, and I'm like, God damn it, I gotta get good, right? So it sort of pulls, every time you wanna leave, it pulls you back in. Wait guys, it's dog break time. He wants to say hi. So some of you guys might have met him before, but this is my, this is Buddy. I've had him since I was 10, and he's a certified good boy. So, Buddy, what is the routine I use when practicing a certain subject? Let's see. My routine, admittedly, is not very structured these days. It's pretty much studying from reference or from a book. Right now, I'm still working my way through Hampton's figure drawing, and it's copying those drawings and then at a different time drawing them from imagination. I think you repeat this over time and you just learn how to memorize a bit better. Do you feel fulfilled because you know how to draw things from imagination? Well, thank you. I don't I feel fulfilled. I think he feels fulfilled. Doesn't he look fulfilled? Okay, he doesn't look as fulfilled anymore, but yes, I feel fulfilled. But it's not because I know how to draw things from imagination. I think I feel fulfilled knowing that practice causes improvement. That's really fulfilling. The time I'm putting into it is resulting in things, and that feels great. But I think I keep doing it because I don't feel fulfilled yet. I think if I was fulfilled with my drawing ability, maybe I would learn slower. I'm not sure. How long does it take to finish a full illustration with shading and everything? Well, as you're seeing right now, it's going to take about an hour. How did you get introduced to drawing from imagination? Like a lot of people, I watched that Proco video of Kim Jung-gi, and my mind was blown, and my life was changed. Otis says, I remember recommending your channel to someone who wants to learn to draw from their imagination. They call your work too analytical and academic. with one of his other complaints being that I think he likes Kim Jong-gi. That's why he tells you to draw that way. What would your response to this criticism be? Yeah, I'm a Kim Jong-gi glazer, bro, all day. Yeah, pretty much. But I like Kim Jong-gi because he's cracked at his skills, so. Too analytical and academic. I think that's a compliment. I know that my understanding is not very academic, so that's nice. But I think everybody reacts differently to certain teaching styles, right? So the way I explain things might not resonate with him. Maybe a different artist would resonate better, right? So I think there's an idea called the law of equal and opposite advice, where if you give advice to one student, it won't work to another, and vice versa. So I think that's okay. On a similar note, do you think your content alienates beginners due to its complexity? After all, most people who would want to learn how to draw from imagination probably aren't ready if they don't know their fundamentals. Yeah, I think it's definitely, drawing from imagination is not the simplest thing in the world, but I'm not making videos to teach the most beginner artists. I'm making videos to teach myself, right? It's why I'm not making painting videos, because I care about drawing from imagination, and I'm making videos about drawing from imagination. How do you deal with artist burnout? I had only one instance of it so far, but I had no choice but to move forward with the project because it was a graded assignment. If it's just about handling the burnout, what should you do? So Hidden Yokai talks about something that I actually mentioned in the video. Sometimes you might feel unmotivated, but you still have to get through it because it's for an assignment. And that's truthfully what you have to learn to do if you want to breach a professional level of art, which is now you're no longer creating from inspiration, you're creating from necessity. Your art sort of becomes productized a little. And that's the unfortunate reality, is that it's a craft, right? Sometimes you're not creating art, you're creating a product. So that reality is true, but how do you handle burnout? When you have the opportunity, you take a break. As simple as that. You take a break and you try to let the inspiration come to you again. But if you want to know more about that, check out this video. What is an art goal you would like to accomplish this year, or any goal? I think this year I want to feel ready to draw in an accordion sketchbook, and artistic goal-wise, it would be nailing down my fundamentals. So, and this isn't this year, but January 1st, 2026, I'm going to be partaking in the Challenge 52, which is a 52-week challenge by Authoro, who is an insanely skilled artist, and I'm going to learn a lot from that, hopefully. But an outside of art goal, I'd like to be able to be independent and be able to keep this up, to keep drawing what I want for a living and making these videos. So if you want to help me with that goal, liking, commenting, or subscribing would be awesome. That will help. On that note, let's talk about the giveaway. So I'm going to the Kim Jong-gi Museum in June or July, so it's not going to be anytime soon. But if you want to have a chance to win the book, what I'm going to do is pick 3 winners from the comments. So could you write gibbon in the comments and write it exactly like this so that I can filter comments with this message, and everybody who wrote this will be put into a raffle to win one of the 3 prizes. And I'll be more clear on the date for that, but any comment of this word in the next week will be put in the raffle. So if you don't comment by May 16th, then unfortunately it's a bit too late. It's getting hot in here. Is it hard to balance life and art? I'm an international student, so I need to work, animate, and study, and do the uni stuff for animation. It gets exhausting, and honestly, right now I'm thinking of quitting and pursuing a different career. So I wanted to know how you tackle it in your life and how the uni experience and drawing so far has been. Do you ever get disheartened or feel like quitting, seeing the job market or animation in general? Yeah, I can't lie. I quit animation school, so I feel you. I definitely feel you. I think it's hard to balance career and passion for everybody on earth. Sawtooth points out pretty truthfully that the animation industry right now is not in a great place. Jobs are reduced due to the recession in COVID. AI is at our doorstep. It's not a great place for the job market. That was part of my decision to leave school. I definitely felt a little disheartened. That's not to say that art school isn't valuable, but right now, the art industry is in a decline while university prices are at an incline. So I definitely felt that it's been difficult to balance. But I've been in a really lucky position that people like you watching are able to support me just by watching and commenting and all that beautiful stuff. But it's been giving me the opportunity to draw what I want and have, truth be told, I have a worse work-life balance. I'm focusing on this channel and drawing like all day, but my life is art, so balancing it with work is pretty okay for the time being. So those were the YouTube questions. Now let's go check out Instagram. Korun Design asks, may I know how you feel at Sheridan? You tried so hard to be there. I did try. I applied 3 times. I failed for 2 years. I stayed for 1.5 years, and then I left. So my parents were not happy, and a lot of people say I lost 2 years trying to get in. But I think with an art journey, there's no like lost time or gained time. It's like your experience as an artist leads directly to the artwork you make. So if you like your artwork, you can't dislike your process for getting there. I think the fact that I spent 2 years failing to get into art school has contributed to my interest in explaining art and learning it more methodically. And I think that's led to the success of this YouTube channel. So I don't think the idea that you're late or early on your art journey is real, even though it's so easy to compare yourself. And I do this too. I compare myself to 18-year-olds who are cracked. But there's always something you have. Like if you're older, you just have experience. You just haven't found a way to integrate it necessarily into your art yet. And that integration, I think, just takes time. What is something you can draw endlessly and find joy in? I really like drawing anatomy and tigers and horses, although I don't necessarily find joy in it. I like it, but I tend to get a little bummed out whenever I try to draw it because I fail most of the time. So there isn't necessarily a specific thing I enjoy drawing, but yeah, I'd say animals are a big part of that. I like drawing animals in motion. I like trying to draw them at the very least. When is your book releasing? Yeah, so I'm making a 25 drawing exercises textbook. This is what it looks like, and it's coming out. I'm trying to get it out in June/July, but it's taking a long time because it went from 30 pages to 80 pages. So we'll see when it comes out. Favorite movie? I am a Good Will Hunting diehard fan. Okay, I love that movie. I don't know why. I cry almost every time I watch it. It's awesome. And my favorite animation is The Emperor's New Groove. I love The Emperor's New Groove. It's funny. It's fast. It's stupid. I love it. Is your name Broken Draw because you're broke and you draw? So that's not why I named myself that, but my dad pointed that out, and it's pretty accurate. But my name is Broken Draw because that's what I want people to say when they see my art. I want them to say, whoa, Broken Draw. So how old are you, and when did you decide you want to go to art school? I'm 21. I decided I wanted to go to art school when I was 15, and I got into art school at 20. Do you listen to music while drawing? Favorite artist? You opened the can of worms. I will not. If you know me, if you know anything about me, you know the answer to this question, and the answer is John Bellion. I am a John Bellion diehard. All right, it seems like everything I like, I will glaze. Kim Jong-gi, glazed. John Bellion, glazed. Peter Han, glazed. All of them glazed. I hope it doesn't mean something weird, but to be praised. Okay, it's not that bad. Okay, Good Will Hunting, glazed. What's your favorite part about drawing? I really like good form and good perspective. That's why Uinag or Unag's drawings are so cool to me, because they're just so solid. They look like photos. How do you deal with jealousy? I'm improving so slow and all I see are amazing artists who improve faster. Yeah, no, I feel that. I've been jealous a lot of other artists, especially because I went to a school where everyone was like 18 and amazing, and it's like, what's in your milk? I think jealousy loses its power when you realize that it doesn't help you at all. Like, you feel jealous because you want to be as good as them. But jealousy isn't the feeling that'll get you there. It'll just be the feeling that makes you angry or makes you sad. So recognizing when I was jealous that it actually does the opposite of what it wants sort of made it lose power. And now when I look at artists who are better than me or I'm jealous of, I just recognize how much from them I can learn. And if there's a 17-year-old who's like amazing at art, it's an opportunity for you to recognize that you could be learning so much faster, because here's evidence. Like, you see an artist who's only been drawing for 4 years, who's amazing, and you've been drawing for 10 and you're not amazing. That doesn't mean you're dumb. That means they have a system that you could learn from that will make you so much better. So to me, it's an opportunity to learn so much. If you didn't go into the arts, what career would you have pursued? In high school, I was really into film and drama and acting. So I think, and part of like, the YouTube videos are more writing and film than they are art necessarily. Like, the content is art, but the packaging is all something else. So if I didn't go into arts, I probably would have gone into film of some sort. Do you still have any of your first sketches, and can we see them? Yes. So this since I'm at my family's house in Macau, and I went to school here. Well, I went to school in Hong Kong, but this is a drawing from grade 9, and it was my first time trying to do like 5-point perspective. I mean, there's a lot of mistakes. This is supposed to be me, and I look like I've been like mewing for eons, but it looks like a 35-year-old bachelor, so I don't know. How does drawing as an occupation differ from it as a hobby? Great question. Truth is, I actually have a lot more pressure on myself now, drawing as an occupation, so to speak, although I'd say my occupation is being a student. But ever since leaving art school, I've put improvement on my own shoulders, kind of, being, so to speak, self-taught, and that's put a lot of pressure on me. For example, this is the 4th time I'm recording this video. Every video I make, I've recorded like 3 or 4 times, because there's just a lot more pressure. And every drawing I make, there's a lot more pressure. So it's been a learning curve trying to not be so hard on myself and not be so comparative. But at the same time, I'm able to wake up when I want to. I'm able to spend the day how I want to. And all I have to do is make sure to write some valuable information down and try to record it and try to help people also get better at art. So I'm so lucky that you're still watching. Thank you so much. And yeah, it differs. There's a bit more stress, but there's also more freedom. So I wouldn't change it for going back to art school, but there's always pros and cons. Why do you draw? Well, I draw because at some point after about like 5 years of having drawn, and once I decided that this was going to be my career, I just draw because I draw. Like, I've done it for years at this point. It just is, like, I don't know what I would do with my day if I wasn't drawing. Everything I look at is another thing to study or to learn. So at this point, it's what my day consists of. So I draw, and I love it. It's so much fun to learn. Have you done collaborative projects? If so, how is the workflow and does it work for you? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a terrible team player. I cannot lie to you. I think I care a lot about the things I do. So if I don't care about the project, it's hard for me to collaborate with it. And if I do care about the project, it's hard for me to compromise with it. It's definitely a weak point of mine and something I'm trying to work on. But for example, in school last year, there was a 24-hour film challenge where you had to make a film in 24 hours. And I gave up. I definitely gave up. I got tired. I got sleepy. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing this. So I've learned that I tend to do better in things alone. And I think that's just a temperament thing. But yeah, it doesn't work too well for me. But you always got to be respectful of the team. And when it's a job that needs to get done, you compromise. Zeph Draws says, how draw? check him out because he knows the answer to that. How do you get past self-doubt? Yeah, I don't know. I think nobody gets past self-doubt. They just learn to manage self-doubt. I don't know anybody who doesn't have self-doubt, but I think you learn where the doubt means to be careful and where the doubt is just fear. So I don't get past it, but I think you have to manage it, especially as an artist. It's always a balance of trusting your intuition versus also doubting yourself enough to keep things interesting and to keep evolving. Because if you didn't have any doubt, you wouldn't really evolve. You would just be like, this works, this works, this works. So I don't know. I would love to know what you think. And finally, how many languages can you speak? At the moment, I can speak like 1.2 languages. I speak English, obviously, and I'm half Korean, so I know conversational Korean, but not by any means not close enough to where I would be able to have a conversation with someone who isn't my grandpa. So I'm trying to learn that this year, and I really want to get better at Korean because I gotta know what those Korean schools are teaching their artists, because it's something special. So that's my goal, is to learn how to speak Korean well enough to maybe attend a Korean art class. Yeah, that was all the questions I'm going to answer today. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to write gibbon exactly like this if you want to win a Kim Jung-gi book or card set or whatever. I'll let you guys know more about the giveaway in a week from today, but make sure that you put your entry in. So thank you so much for watching. He says bye-bye, bye-bye. And if you want to help get us to 100K before the end of the year, then please leave your subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.